Alright, Person here back with another Honkai Star Rail video, and today I want to be talking about what we do know so far about the Herta. For simplicity's sake, I'm just gonna call her Herta in this video, but just know, obviously from the thumbnail and everything, I'm talking about the Herta that was just drip marketed 2 days ago as this video is going up. And so this video will be going over what we know now, which is not much, and then going over some info going around. So again, pretty much is everything we do know so far. And yep, that's all I want to say before I get to the video. Drop a like, drop a sub, hit the bell for more videos like this. There's a lot of you guys that watch this channel that are not subbed. So if you're super hyped for Herta, make sure to hit that sub button because there's going to be a good amount of videos coming towards her and future characters. So make sure to sub and hit the bell icon so you do not miss videos like this, and let's get straight into it. So first, starting off with what we do already know that is confirmed, and that is obviously this is the real Herta. Not going to be another puppet, it's going to be the actual Herta, and we do already know her typing and path. She is Ice and Erudition path, which is literally the same thing as the current Herta that we already have in the game. The puppet Herta, literally the same typing for the actual type and path. But as first, I'm going to say spoiler warning before I say this, 3, 2, 1, she is the emanator of Erudition, so it was more expected that that was going to be a thing. But that is practically all we do know for what has been shown. Talking about actual usage wise, so what it does seem for that new Herta is she's seeming to be a character that is actually going to have an enhanced skill. So basic attack is going to be the same, she's going to have an actual skill, and then there's going to be a way to actually enhance the skill, which is probably going to be what her kit is mostly focused around. And so from what it's seeming is it's going to be a situation where you do use the ultimate, which will obviously deal damage first and then will allow Herta to act again, and then will grant a use of that actual enhanced skill. So you'll obviously again have the regular skill, it's gonna do its own unique thing, and then once you do ult, you'll get another turn letting you use the enhanced skill rather than the next normal skill. So next time you do act with that ultimate, which is gonna be right away, you're gonna be able to use the enhanced skill instead. And from what it does seem is going to making her kit be around actually doing a bunch of damage off that singular enhanced skill, since her skill does seem to apply a unique thing to the enemies that you do hit, and you combine that with her talent. From what it seems, the more of that unique, for simplicity's sake, I will say debuff. I don't know if it's an actual debuff or not. More of that debuff you have on that target, thanks to her talent, the more you do have on the target, the bigger increase to that enhanced skill will be put on. So if you have more stacks onto a certain target, the enhanced skill will do more damage to that target specifically. And for what it does seem, you remove the debuff from that target once you do use the actual enhanced skill. So all the stacks of that debuff you'd have on that target does get removed. And on top of that, which is what makes her super cool, from what it does seem, the more erudition characters you have on the team, the stronger she becomes. Not only is she seeming to actually buff other erudition characters, but it actually increases the multiplier of that damage she would do from her enhanced skill by a really big amount. So let's say you have another erudition character on the team, the damage you do thanks to her talent is going to be further amplified. If you have 2, it's going to be even further amplified, and so on. And it also does seem that that debuff is also going to be able to transfer to targets. So it's not something that you can only have 1 on or 2 on because you're barely going to be able to apply it sometimes. And you just get that one singular thing. It's actually going to be transferable. So if you kill someone that has it and another one comes out, the next one with the highest HP, it seems, is going to be able to get applied with that debuff. So next time you do use the hand skill onto that, you would remove it off them, deal that big hit, and if you kill them, which you most likely will, that would transfer to the next target with the highest HP. It also does seem like you're going to be able to apply multiple stacks of that debuff, and it's going to be able to go up to a pretty good amount. So it's not going to be a thing where you just have 1, 2, 3 stacks, it's going to be up to like 30 to 40-ish. And obviously, just like any other debuff, the more you have on them, the more damage you'll deal with that enhanced skill. And as I was mentioning, it seems like more erudition characters is going to be welcomed on her team, since with more erudition characters, she does seem like she's going to get even stronger for her enhanced skill. But on top of that, thanks to what's seeming to be probably one of her traces, she's going to be able to increase crit damage of all your allies. So if you have 1 erudition character on the team, it looks like that she'd be able to increase everyone's crit damage by, let's say, X amount. And if you have 2, then it would increase that further, and so on and so on. You're probably not ever going to run a team of 4 erudition characters, but having 1 or 2 is going to have a pretty good buff since it does apply to everyone on the team. So that'll be some really nice synergy. So let's say you're running her and another erudition character, and let's say the crit damage increase was, I'm just gonna say 20% as an example. If you're running someone like Sparkle on the team or Bronya on the team, they would also be getting that 20% crit damage, which would also increase their buff. Or if you're running another DPS or sub-DPS, then they would be increasing the damage they do, making it a really nice synergy. It also does seem like Herta herself potentially might have a very steep ultimate charge, but she's going to be able to actually be assisted with that by allies attacking. Pretty similar to like how allies, when they attack for Robin, she can gain some energy. It's probably going to be something similar to that, but probably even better. So that's going to help counteract the potential steep requirement she might actually have. And on top of that, it does seem when you do use your ultimate, as I was already mentioning earlier, the more stacks of that debuff that the enemy would have, you do more damage. It does seem like not only is it doing more damage from the debuff, but actually the multiplier of the enhanced skill could potentially get even further enhanced. So something like when you have a lot of Crimson Knot stacks on an enemy for Acheron, the more they have, the more damage you can do when you do remove them. Probably going to be something similar in that sense. So it is seeming like that she's going to once again just be an ice character. We already know that. Erudition, we already know that. And she's going to be a character that works off having an enhanced skill, so there really isn't many of that in the game. So it's cool we're getting another one. Will she power creep Jinglu in the ice department? Probably. Obviously we'll have to see for that though. But yeah, once again, having enhanced skill, having her own debuff, the more stacks that debuff the enemy may have, the increased damage she will do with the enhanced skill being her main source. Ultimate allowing you to actually get that enhanced skill, and then also the more stacks that they have, the further the enhanced skill multiplier does increase. Also being able to buff her own damage and also be able to help her teammates with the more erudition characters you have on the team. Potentially opening some funny ideas, so Jade is probably seeming to be like a really good character just off the base. First thing I can kind of think of, you know, AoEs, you think Jade can get a lot of stacks from that, E1 or not. Funny team ideas you probably can't do will arise from this. And then from what it does seem, the Eidolons would probably be some stuff that just buffs the basic functions of her kit, such as gaining another way to apply stacks onto the enemy for that debuff, also potentially even increasing Ice Res Pen. Seeming to be an Eidolon that is probably just going to further buff the multiplier of the damage dealt, or even just provide additional damage. Seeming to be one that also does actually help other erudition characters speed, and one that does seem to give you an extra time to actually use the enhanced skill. So you know how I was mentioning how it's just you get it to use it once. Once you do get the action forward, it's seeming like you potentially could use it twice with a certain dupe. And then for what we do know about her Lycon so far with the info going around, it's seeming like it is going to be an increased crit rate. And the second part seems to be if you have a certain point of energy. So energy being above a certain percent. We don't know that percent obviously because it's not said or anywhere. But attacking enemies would help you get additional energy, which once again would be another thing to directly help with the steep energy requirement. And then also increasing ultimate and skill damage. So Lycon is obviously just like any other character going to be tailor-made towards her. So from what it does seem like it's going to provide would be practically insanely perfect for her. Providing what seems to be crit rate, providing another way to get more energy, and then also increasing damage from skill and ultimate could be very, very good in this sense. And yep, that is the video. That is what we do know about the real Herta right now. I cannot stress this enough, but definitely take this info with a grain of salt because we will never know what the unit fully does until they are officially revealed. So everything I said here, or a lot of things I said here, could be vastly different from the official release. The best thing you could do is to wait for the stream when it does happen for the 3.0 characters and her kit is officially shown off. This is just info and speculation going around the internet and is seeming to be relatively reliable for an idea on what she potentially could do. So this is practically all we do know about her so far. But yeah, again, it could be vastly different, could not be anything that I just said. This is just the info we do know right now. But yeah, let me know if you guys are excited for this. Are you going to be summoning for her? If she does end up being similar in any way, shape, or form, she does sound really, really fun. So I'm going to hope she does cook in that department. But yeah, let me know. Peace out.